Let's focus. There we go. It's freaking cold. Yeah, it was 60 degrees. I was outside shooting my bow yesterday in a short sleeve shirt and almost started sweating a little bit, and came inside and the heater was going and it felt like I walked into a gigantic armpit. And yeah, this morning it's freaking cold. I mean, I don't know what temperature it is out there, but I'd almost say low 30s, maybe high 20s. Yeah, it's possible snow this weekend too. So winter is coming. Anyway, my name's Brian. Thanks for coming and checking out this video today. I wanted to talk about something that, some people talk about, but it's still kind of biased in a lot of ways, and that's propaganda. Did you know, the Amazonian rainforest is full of shopping malls, Karen HOA subdivisions and swimming pools and water parks and stuff like that? Did you know that? Or did you think it was all toucan birds and snakes and forest and that's all that's out there? Cannibalistic tribes and all that. No, it's completely modernized. That's kind of the narrative of propaganda. People in the media and political affiliations and stuff like that want you to think a certain way. And it's very easy to twist people's minds to believe certain things. When you think of the Middle East, what do you think of? Most people think of run-down concrete ruins. People don't really live a normal life over in the Middle East. Some of the footage that came out from December 7th and stuff like that realized, people have kind of normal houses there and stuff like that in Israel, and maybe that's just Israel. Well, I turned on the TV today and it was on Fox News, and it was just showing how poor and kind of pathetic they live in the Middle East. And I was like, I'm not really in the mood for this. I was up for a couple minutes. Now I'm like, I don't need this kind of crap on my brain at this time of the morning, But still wanted to kind of see what's going on, see if flags are still flying and the world still exists. So, I switched over to some other news channels. Flipped it over to BBC World, and they're talking about the Egyptian elections. And what's going on there, which is actually kind of an important story that nobody's really reporting on. It's a big player right now in what's going on in the Middle East and how some of these proxies and relationships with other countries and NATO and stuff like that, happens and whatnot. Anyway, not really the point, but they're showing Egypt, and they're showing completely up-to-date modern cities with great landscaping and just a lot of middle-class people, and people are just going to work, and the freeway system looks just like it does here in the US. It actually reminded me a lot of Phoenix, where it's kind of in the desert, but it's extremely modern and all this kind of stuff. But if you turn on certain media outlets, the way that they perceive Egypt is a completely different way. If you look at Iran and stuff like that, they show it one way with a certain political narrative, and they show it a completely different way with the other side. So propaganda is definitely real. Propaganda is thick. They want you to think a certain way. They kind of get that demographic of thought, because we're completely separated in this country right now. So we have red and blue, and they get the ideas of the way the blue is thinking, and they push that further. They get the idea of the way red is thinking, and they push that even further to kind of further separate everybody in this country. And it's not even about the separation part of it, even though that's, I believe, part of the narrative. It's mostly to get people to watch their programs. I mean, the news is business, media is business. They have to make money, so they have to please the viewers to some extent, so they watch their program. If they're not happy with what they're seeing, they're going to go somewhere else and watch it. And another thing is we live in a world right now where media is everywhere. We have our cell phones, which has endless information, and the internet and apps. And we also have the mainstream media with Fox and NBC and ABC and stuff like that. And if we want to think something, there's a group of media out there to support what you're thinking. So nobody's wrong anymore. Everybody has scientific proof. They have, history to back up what they're saying. They have all this information to back up their agenda or the way that they want to think. So nobody's wrong, and that's why we have so much conflict right now. This is all based out of propaganda. Another one, I was talking about Egypt and stuff like that, and I'm sorry, I want to bounce back because I don't want to forget about this. Back when I was heavy into photography and doing landscape photography, I was a part of many different forums and Facebook pages and all that kind of stuff. Just like when anybody goes down a rabbit hole, that's what you do. And there was a guy that I was in contact with a lot online that really kind of changed my thought process on everything. And this was during the Afghani war. We had a perception of how Afghanistan is. And this was every single news channel. That it was just flat desert, trash all over the place, even, on the liberal media side of it. And pretty much everybody lived in caves on the conservative side of it. And, these people need eliminated. Yeah, there's normal civilians there, but, Al-Qaeda and all these different organizations and ISIS and stuff need eliminated. And this is the way people live. Now, when I was on this photography, this was a forum actually, which that's kind of old school. Not many people do forums anymore. But this was on a forum, and there was a guy that did landscape photography in Afghanistan. Now, what would you think that would look like? Rocks, and it'd be hard to do landscape photography in Afghanistan. Well, come to find out, a lot of Afghanistan is beautiful waterfalls, streams, rivers, trees everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful country, woodland landscapes all over the place. But do you see that? No, you don't. Why do you not see it? Because people would actually kind of like Afghanistan. That's not their narrative that they're pushing. So these media companies just really want to push their agenda for their political affiliation and make you think a certain way. So I challenge everybody, if you are a CNN person, which probably not if you're watching a homesteading prepping channel, you're probably conservative, religious, and maybe Fox News, which Fox News, I don't believe their people are really religious, even though they wear a cross of Jesus on their neck all the time and talk about God. I'd like to see their history of going to church, to be honest. But besides the point, I challenge everybody to watch the other side, watch it all. If you watch Fox News all the time, turn on NBC, see what they're saying. Turn on ABC, CNN, BBC, watch all these other channels, and you might think there's no way in hell I'm going to watch CNN because they're just crooked and all this kind of stuff. Well, you have to go into it. You already know their narrative. You already know they're humanitarian and they're about saving the people and helping the people and no genocide and stuff like that. So go into it already knowing that, but kind of pick out the little things on what they're talking about what's going on, about the things that are the decisions that are being made and the way people are thinking about it on the other side, because it's going to give you a full understanding, reading between the lines on all these media outlets, about what's really going on. You can't just look for what you already know is there and get confirmation for what you're thinking is correct. Go get all the information. Go to YouTube. Watch the people on YouTube. Plenty of people talking about things on YouTube that can do whatever they want. Your apps, the internet, the mass media. Take this all in very subjectively and take this all in and make your own educated decision about what's going on. Don't just listen to one person, and do not listen to just one guy on YouTube. Learn about it and make an educated decision. Just watch the propaganda, because right now, I mean, propaganda is thick. You know, I mean, even just taking Fox News for an example, and I'm saying, you know, the reporters and stuff, at least in the morning and the time that I watch, you know, everybody's just God, 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 and crosses and stuff like that. And it really seems like a heavy pile of bullshit, to be honest. Because they've never been that way. In fact, Fox used to be like the teenage news channel when it first came out. If you're old enough to remember when Fox News came out, they used to come on to report news with baseball caps on backwards going, "What's up, brah?" I mean, it is totally different now. It's like the complete opposite of what Fox News started as. But the thing is you know, since they've made this type of propaganda change towards religion and heavy, heavy conservatism, the people haven't changed. It's the same people. Yet they're trying to tell you that the people have changed and they're starting to think a different way. Why are they doing that? Because they want you to think a different way. So just watch the propaganda, get all the information, make educated decisions, and be smart through all this heavy, heavy, messed up media that's out there right now. All right. So, all right, cool. I hope everybody has a good day. I hope everybody has a nice warm weekend, because that sure as hell is not me over here in the Ozarks. It's cold. And actually, I had an emergency slipper situation when I came out here. So, all right. Hope everybody has a good weekend, a good week whenever you decide to watch this. I do appreciate you watching. Maybe hit that like button. That would really be cool. Till next time, I say peace.